Thanks for watching. I'm Margot Kinberg, and this is In the Spotlight, a closer look at a crime novel. Historical crime novels that take place especially in what people might think of as exotic areas can be really fascinating. They give readers an insight into a time and a place. Let's take a look at a novel like that today and turn the spotlight on Jason Goodwin's The Janissary Tree. It's 1836 in Istanbul, and Inspector Yashim Togalu is a eunuch who serves the Sultan. The Industrial Revolution and scientific effort are modernizing Europe, and the Sultan sees that he will have to follow suit, so he's prepared an edict that he will soon announce. Then it's discovered that a group of soldiers seems to have gone missing. Yashim is asked to investigate as discreetly as he can and find out whether the soldiers have deserted, or if not, what's happened to them. Before Yashim can get very far, though, the body of one of the soldiers is discovered. Then another body is discovered. This could spell real trouble for Istanbul if word gets out, so everyone is under intense pressure, especially Yashim. And there are several possible explanations for what happened to the soldiers. One is that not everyone is pleased about the changes the Sultan is planning. In fact, some are strongly against embracing modernism or any Western influence. Another explanation has to do with the Janissaries, the former elite soldiers of the empire. They guarded the empire and the Sultan for 400 years. But 10 years earlier, the Sultan had defeated them when they got too powerful. It could very well be that they're trying to return to power. There are other possibilities too, and Yashim will have to work fast before the city is consumed by political and social upheaval. So what are the elements in the story? What is it that moves the story along and weaves it together? The novel has, as I say, a very strong sense of time and place. Goodwin places the reader distinctly in the city of Istanbul at a time of great change. It's a crossroads between Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, and Goodwin makes that clear. Readers get a sense of the times, the city's culture, and the various groups of people who live there. There's also a look at the Sultan's private home, his group of concubines, and the privileged lives those people live. There's also a discussion of the politics of the time. There are mentions, for instance, of the tension in Crimea, which would eventually lead to the Crimean War. Russia looms large as a possible threat to Istanbul, but at the same time, there's no great love for the Western countries like the UK and the USA. The Sultan is in a very delicate, even dangerous position as on the international stage as he's trying to negotiate all of these other players. And that's made clear as the story goes on. The story is told mostly from the point of Yashim, third person, past tense. He's enigmatic with a past that is hinted at but not really discussed in detail. Because he works for the Sultan, he has entry into many places that ordinary people do not. He's got informants in both high and low places too, from the Sultan's harem to street vendors. And while he's not arrogant or particularly politically greedy, he's not afraid to use his clout to his advantage when he needs to. He's practical and pragmatic, but he's also a little philosophical. He's smart and capable, but he's not perfect and finds himself in grave danger more than once. The novel has some gritty parts and there is violence. The worst of it, though, is committed off stage. Still, there are some descriptions that readers who dislike violence will want to skim through rather than read carefully. The Janissary Tree is a close look at Istanbul at a watershed time. It features a political powder keg, a set of brutal, troubling murders, and a protagonist who is as much a part of the city as it is of him. This has been In the Spotlight. I'm Margot Kinberg. Thanks for watching.